All right, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're in right now. I hope you're having a wonderful day or night. So, Power Rangers Prime issue 10 is out now. My review's out if you haven't watched it yet, but we've got preview pages for issue 11. That's been out for a week, but I thought I'll wait for issue 10 to see where it's going to go, so that way if there's context with what they bring up in these preview pages, it will make a lot more sense, and it kind of does with everything going on. But Power Rangers Prime issue 11, this is the penultimate issue for the very first story arc with how they've been marketing it, with how they've been advertising it. So I do wonder what's going to happen after issue 12, which is something we'll probably find out at the end of this month. So I think next week is when we'll get solicitations for issue 13 and see what the next plan for Power Rangers Prime is, whether we're going to get more after issue 12 or not. But Boom Studios has put out preview pages. I'm reading this off their website, but I've got League of Comic Geeks up on, which is a site that I've been using a lot frequently to sort of track my reading list and stuff like that, which I'm on there. You can give me a follow. I might try doing more reviews on there in the nearby future, but I've been posting on there a little bit, but it's how I keep track of like what's coming out and what's coming out in the nearby future and stuff like that. So, Power Rangers Prime issue 11. Let's go over these preview pages and let's go over these covers as well, because one thing I love about this site is you can see all the variants that are out. So, this is the main variant we've got. It's all the Rangers fighting against Voller, who is a beast. You've got Lauren, you've got Orion, you've got Jun down here, and they're just getting manhandled by this guy. He is a freaking monster from what we've seen so far. And then we've got the next cover, which is the SPD cover. This cover looks really freaking awesome. These are the covers I've been collecting. I kind of stopped getting the main covers, but I've been mostly been collecting these covers. So this is done by, I believe, who did this cover? I think this is done by I do apologize, but I think, Darbo. So this is what we can also credit as well. This is done by Karen S. Darbo. So this one looks pretty cool. And then we've got the next one. This is done by Torin Clark. This is amazing. This one, a lot of people pointed out when I made it my thumbnail. You've got Rita with the big, massive, well, if you know, you know, the big, massive morpher, we'll just say that. And the fires, that is for sure. But this is a really cool variant. I thought this was going to be the main variant for issue 12, but it looks like that's being held off for spoilers. So there's that. And so Torin Clark is doing 2 covers for this issue. And then we've got this cover done by Chris Jones, talented artist. I've been following Chris for the longest time on Twitter. Really great artwork, and to see Chris get some work done by Boom for the VR Troopers covers and now Power Rangers Prime is really freaking awesome. I hope they bring Chris on for more projects, but this one looks really freaking awesome. But this is also this is also going to be the issue where we find out what the motifs for each one of the Rangers are based on, which I've made videos speculating. So we've got Bird, T-Rex, Raptor, Snake, and Unicorn, I think. So we'll find out later down the line. So enough dilly-dallying. Let's talk about Power Rangers Prime issue 11. So the description says, past and present collide as the Prime Rangers prepare to face their toughest fight yet. Red Ranger Lauren finally discovers a lead on her missing family, but will they accept who she's become? Meanwhile, Volod's forces close in and the Power Rangers Prime brace out for an all-out, or the Prime Rangers brace out for an all-out war. Can they stand up to the Black Prime Ranger's father? Which, that's going to be an interesting throwdown. Plus, sparks fly when Rita Repulsa and Janessa face off in an epic battle to cap off this explosive penultimate issue for the groundbreaking first arc. So we'll see where this very first story arc is going to go. So here are the preview pages. I've got them up right now. There's a lot to go over. So it looks like we're going to be opening on a flashback 6 years ago in New Zealand, which is kind of a nice little touch because, you know, Power Rangers was filmed in New Zealand for the longest time, and that's where it looks like where Lauren and her family are sort of hid out for the longest time. So you've got Lauren playing hide and seek with Jaden. We see a much younger Jaden here, and it looks like he's hiding under the bed. Lauren's playfully unable to find him, even though their feet are right there and they're giggling. But Lauren looks for Jaden. She opens up the closet, and we see a Red Ranger outfit, the iconic Power Rangers Prime Red Ranger outfit we've seen ever since this series began. So it looks like this is the outfit of Lauren and Jaden's father, which is a character we actually get to see in these preview pages, which is interesting within itself because, you know, I don't think we saw Jaden's father properly in Power Rangers Prime. Maybe we saw them in, not Power Rangers Prime, Power Rangers Samurai. Maybe we saw them in Flashback Land. I can't remember. I'm not the biggest Power Rangers Samurai stan, so I forget some things, but we get kind of see this character get some development, it looks like. So Lauren finds the morpher and the suit, which is fascinating. And again, this is my favorite suit. It kind of sucks we never got to see it in action, but maybe we will. But also, what is it doing in the closet? I thought these like materialized with the morphing grid. Why is it just like on display here? That's another question I have, but silly nitpick, but it's a cool suit design. So Lauren confronts her father, and she says, "You've been lying," and he says, "Good evening to you, Lauren." And she says, "We're Power Rangers, you raised me to be proud of that." And he's like, "Well, you can still be. But we're hiding like cowards. Doesn't mean anything to you anymore." Okay. So we've got Mr. Sheba here by saying, "Every day I think about what we are and what it means not being able to use this. I recognize the honor and the responsibility. I wonder if I'm betraying you, but this is your birthright and Jaden's." So it looks like they're in hiding with everything going on. But what good is honor if I lose you two in the process? So he's putting his family first. He's putting his family first before doing all this Ranger stuff. And Lauren goes on to say by saying, "Look, shouldn't this be bigger than what? Who are we in this?" But Mr. Sheba then goes on to say by saying, "I used to think that I was nothing more than important being a Ranger, but then I lost your mother, and I learned very quickly I am a father who will always choose his family first." Mr. Sheba with the character development here, so he's putting his family first before his Ranger stuff. So it's cool to see Lauren's father getting some development. So we then cut to the present where Lauren is being sort of moved after the events of issue 10. And we've got Valar here by saying, "I apologize, Ranger, for the unscheduled move. You understand that your former location was compromised, but it's no matter. What this would do, I cannot speak right now. This is what I do. I solve problems." So he's right in her face. And he then goes on to say by saying, "We both have some complicated family members to attend to, Lauren." And this is on the last page where we see freaking Lauren's father chained up and he's wondering what the heck is going on. But he does say, "Maybe we can help each other." And then we see Lauren's father finally, who she's been looking for this entire story arc. And the dude is chained up. He's in his boxes. It looks like they've been starving this guy, it looks like. But hey, he's been the bargaining chip that Lauren's been looking for the longest time. And it looks like this guy's been tortured and starved with everything going on. So finally we get to see Lauren's father within this story. But yeah, those are the preview pages for Power Rangers Prime issue 11. I am curious to see what's going to go down in this issue because it looks like it's going to be a freaking crazy issue leading up to the finale of this very first story arc. So issue 11 and issue 12 are going to be insane, and I can't wait to see what Melissa is going to do moving forward. So with that said, I'll bring this video to a close. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, take care, and bye.